Richmond Pono is my name, representing Morocco Fast Food Limited. She's with
tourism. CATV redefining 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 tourism.
Getting from tourism. According to the statistics people, and they will announce it in due season, we have about 1.3 million people coming to the country last year. If you compare that with 2024, it's a slight increase. Where is the doc? Oh no, okay. You know, it was 1.28 and 1 point, so a little small percentage. Now that should not be reassuring news. If we're drawing a curve, we'll probably be going a little flat that way. So if you go to the preceding years, the annual percentage increase, maybe 10%, you see that it's beginning to shrink. And that is not good. That is not. Spain had 96 million people going to Spain with all their bushfires and all the people go there. And now, if you look across the west coast of Africa, Benin is doing big tourism push. Liberia have something they call the arrest agenda. Agriculture, blah, 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 blah. Tourism as their strategy. Sierra Leone, big time. Sierra Leone, Gambia, all of it. So the people who come here because of sea and so on, they have 5 or 6 other options. Our visa alone, which is not your problem, but which is the problem of the tourists, is like $200 sometimes for some people. The airfares, they are not cheap coming to Ghana. You know, 6-hour flight from here to London, if you are not lucky, you pay $3,000 if you buy the ticket at the wrong time. So if we put other unnecessary obstacles in the destinations, baggage of whatever, competitiveness, we make it a little unattractive for people who are price sensitive. We should also bear in mind that this destination is not just for people who have dollars. I should be able to carry me and my wife and my children. Living room, you have a lot of my money with you. You are on the account for it. You know, out also. So we want your businesses to succeed. We want you to expand. And living room is a good example where you were, there was no parking. You come there, the people are taking our money and all of that. But the new place is too far from my house. But it's okay, you know. We want you to expand and all of that. But at the same time, we need to get the customer aligned with us. In this business, perception and reality, they are the same. If people think Eko is a thief in tourism, then he's a thief, whether he's a thief or not. You know, and look at the speed and power of social media messaging. I show speed, right? That's the guy. He passes here for 22 hours, and 50 million people are looking around. If I show speed had said something like, "Oh, don't mind those Ghanaians, they are crooks," we are finished. And some of the comments people are making, they may be genuine lamentations of an unprofessional customer service approach. We are not saying don't pay tips. Tips is cultural. If you go to Japan, they don't take tips. So they feel it as an insult. In New York, you pay your taxi driver and he asks you, have I done anything wrong? Which means, where's my tip? So you calculate in your mind, 10 to 20% of the thing is tips. In fact, and sometimes when they give you the receipt, the tips is on, you can know. Ghana, it is not so. So if you want a tips policy, then make sure your service culture is such that people feel motivated to voluntarily give. Especially if a guy is with a girl he wants to impress. I mean, you won't give 10 cedis tip. You know, you pay the bill, Jacob, now the 200 are shame. So the girl said, tip will put normal 200. You see what I'm saying? When I'm with my wife, she always wants to do the tip herself. So the Fabra will say, "Ska." You see? So it's okay if you are dealing with the customers and they are happy and they are fine and so on. But if we have this policy of compulsory extortion, it makes all of us look bad. One bad note makes all of us, all the people who are doing the good and all the people, we are all lumped inside together. It's not fair. Some places you go to and they say, if you are not willing to spend a minimum of this amount, don't come in. That one also is not proper. You know, so we need you to align to see that we are working together for the big picture. That our ambition as a country is to get to 2 million arrivals. Then this 2 million will come from all places. Some from Togo, some from Benin, some from overseas, and so on. So work with us on this one. Let's have a certain
There's a reason Ghana's 30 December draws millions every year, and it's not what you think. First, let me tell you what 30 December actually is. It's Ghana's month-long celebration that started with the Year of Return in 2019, an initiative inviting the diaspora to come home. Festivals, concerts, beach parties, celebrities, cultural events, the entire country transformed. We experienced the Tigray Calabash Color Festival, Blue Bar, music, dancing, community joy, but people always ask me why Ghana. African destination. nation. English is the official first language, so there's no language barrier and you can navigate everything easily. Political stability. Ghana is West Africa's most stable democracy, safe, peaceful, and welcoming. The hospitality is real. Ghanaians genuinely embrace visitors. The Aprava welcome culture isn't marketing, it's authentic. Modern infrastructure meets rich culture. You get modern grocery stores, world-class restaurants, luxury hotels, and vibrant markets, traditional festivals, and authentic cultural experiences. It's affordable, so you're not choosing between comfort and budget. And during December and January, Ghana waives visa requirements. They literally open the doors. But here's what hit me standing in the middle of Dutty Rave. This isn't just about parties. It's about a country that said, come home, you belong here. For someone who spent years feeling like they didn't belong in their own body, that hit different. I used to avoid travel entirely. Too insecure, too worried, too overweight, too stuck in restriction mode. This trip reminded me that I've been missing, not just Ghana, but living. Dutty December taught me life is meant to be celebrated, not endured.
So thank you very much. This is who we are. Now let's watch what people think about us.
The video I did took off crazy. Crazy. Let me tell you what's been happening since, right? So since I've been contacted within the inner circle of like the board of tourism, their inner circle, conversations have been had about ways to move forward, essentially, for example, wanting to regulate the private sector to stop all this extortion happening. Some feel that it's happening within the private sector, so regulations put in, they've seen everybody's videos, so they're very aware that people are not happy. I have since met so many of you outside, like so many of you are coming up to me and telling me your stories, and I'm telling you now, yeah, what is going on here is absolutely crazy. Some girl actually said to me at Purple Party that she feels like it's actually disrespectful because it's very much intentional, and these people are very much aware that they are extorting tourism. And I have to shout them out, right? I also went to the Pony Beach Club. The owner came up to me, had a little bit of a conversation. He was just like open to feedback or whatever. Made sure that we were good, sent a bottle, so that was nice. Make sure we were seated. So that was nice. It is nice to kind of like, I'm like, let me recoup some of this money back, because y'all moving mad. But like, honestly, even some of the conversations I've had with you guys outside and like some of the videos I've seen, I feel like we need to go back to an Accra 2016, 2020, 2023 latest, but 2022. 2016 to 2022, where Ghana was just a place of freedom. That's what we came for. We wanted to escape where we were coming from to come to a place of freedom. We don't want to come over here and feel the same way we feel when we're back home. It makes no sense. And I feel like people are comparing, if Ghana is going to feel like we're back in the Western world, we're going to go somewhere else. Tourism is not understanding tourists and don't understand what we're actually looking for on the ground, right? The capitalism needs to stop. The classism needs to stop. Like, basically, like, Accra is being compared to Miami. No, Accra is not being compared to Miami. Accra is turning into Ayanapa. Do your history on Ayanapa, right? There was a time where the moment you hit 18, you wanted to go to Ayanapa. Ayanapa peak 2010 till about 2019. Ghana is turning into Ayanapa, right? Cheap, unorganized fun does not have no long-term sustainability. Where is Ayanapa now? Ayanapa was that place that you go for freedom, to escape. The drinks, no more than you could get a tray of shots for like £3, $6. You could go to all the events, all the parties. You could move from one party to the other. And then what happened? Capitalism. They started extorting tourists because more and more people were coming. People go back home. Ayanapa is dead. Everybody's going Napa. Everybody's going Napa. Where is Napa now? Because extortion does not have no long-term sustainability. Hear me well, people will get to a point where if they don't feel like they're getting value for money, they go to where they want to get value for money. Ghana is turning into Ayanapa. 2016 Ghana, where everything was affordable, where you used to be able to get drinks for like 5 cedis, 7 cedis. I remember a time in Ghana where you used to be able to get shots with friends, and you would buy one for the waiter and you'll tell the waiter, come join us, right? And you just would have a vibe. It was the collision between tourism and locals. And I said years ago that the moment you class out locals, tourism is going to fall. Because that is how it works. When you create a system that only caters to a class of people, there is no sustainability. So you continue to have all of these events and you're introducing all this table culture, you're cancelling out a section of people, and when you do that, there's no sustainability. There really is a formula to this, because again, we are only here for a good time, not a long time, right? And we have no loyalty. We go where the fun is. We are not loyal to the cause, we're loyal to the events. That's why there's no sustainability. So trying to extort and make as much capital in such a short space of time, and we're reaping the repercussions of that. We're not gonna, it's a bill that we're not willing to take on, because you're basically billing us for the taxes that you have to pay as an establishment, and you're passing it over to the customer. And now what we're saying to you is that we're not taking on this bill, and this is where the problem is. This is why you should have never created a system just for tourism. It's just not sustainable. You see, there was a guy who said that population of people coming over to Ghana has dropped by 2%, so it used to be at 8%, it's now at 6%. People are still going to continue to come to Ghana, but the numbers will continue to fall, right? People are still going to come to Ghana, but you're going to get more and more people complaining. It's going to keep dropping. Look at the history of Ayanapa. Look at the history of places like Ibiza. This is the same mistakes. And the thing is, because we're well-traveled, and we've been to these places and we can foresee how this is going to go. We can foresee, and that's why everybody's speaking up, because we can foresee how this is going to play out. So do something from now. Maybe regulations do need to, like the regulations in the private sector do need to be introduced. But also the private sector, all of these establishments, forget about making money and focus on creating an experience. I'm telling you, when you create an experience, you will always make money.
Thank you very much. And that's exactly what we are doing now. At this point, let me invite the GATF President, Mr. Seth Okran, to give us his remarks. Please put your hands together for Mr. Okran.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sempa. We have seen it all, and I will associate myself with the two earlier speakers. How do we have a sustainable revenue, sustainable business, a sustainable tourist coming to Ghana? My name is Seth Okran, the President, Ghana Tourism Federation, who speak for all tourism private sector in Ghana. I'm adding my voice that